So which are the five human emotions which are necessary for our survival? It's anger, sorrow, fear, joy, and love, of course. I forgot. So why are they so important for survival? Well, anger was very important to, or is very important to activate our like fight system. You can imagine. I feel like a mother bear when you know children get in danger or something happens and you want to protect them. Then you develop incredible power and incredible energies within yourself due to this anger, which grows and which helps you to like stand up. That's one emotion. And the other one is fear. And fear protects us from being killed, from dangers which are also affecting our survival. So it's good to have a fear for cars, because otherwise they run you over. It's good to have this respect from fire or from very basic dangers. And then the other one is sorrow. And sorrow is such an important emotion to have when you lose someone or something. It makes us like socially compatible. And it's so important to have this grief process and to go through this sorrow and to process it so that it can go through you and out again. And the same with love. Love is also makes us more or less socially compatible. So it's not only for like romantic love, but it's also for love for other people, for nature, for animals, for whatever you are loving. It makes us caring and kind people. And that's so important nowadays as social creatures. And we very often forget this. We are very often are trying to like suppress this or we very often don't allow these different emotions. And the fifth one, the joy, is also important. And with all these emotions, it's not that you have to be in this state of joy constantly, in this hyper joyful state, but to know that there's room and space and place for all these emotions to experience and to process and to go through. And it's so individual how long and how deep or how you express these emotions. I think the important thing is that you do express them, that you do allow them to be and give these emotions time and space to be. Where it gets tricky is when we don't get out. For example, anger. There are many angry people on the world right now. We're angry about the energy situation, angry about the war, angry about politics, angry about whatever is going on. And the thing is, the longer you stay in anger and you feed your anger, the more your energy is attached to these situations you're angry about. And the more draining it can be. You actually feed the monster you are angry about. And by realizing this, it's a big invitation to like be angry for a moment, feel this emotion, and then move your attention. And don't feed the monster with your anger. Don't feed the monster with this emotion. Same as fear. Fear makes people so controllable. So when you're constantly fed these small portions which let you stay in fear, you're so much easier to control. Just be aware of that. As I said, a basic fear and a basic respect for like things which are dangerous, life-threatening is survival-based. So it's really important. Where it gets dangerous again is when you stay in this constant fear, when you stay in this state and feed again the monster which you want to run away from. The sorrow or grief is another important process. And also there, you are really allowed to go through this grief process, and the duration of this grief process is as individual as you are. So don't let anyone tell you how long you're allowed to stay in there. You decide when you're done with it and when you want to move forward. And then when you realize you get stuck and you can't get out of it, you're in this loop, then look for support and look for look for support and help to get out of this. Because as soon as you feel ready to let it go, you're ready to let it go. And if you can't let it go on your own, find somebody to support you do that. Yeah. And the same with joy and love. I mean, they're the positive ones, but also I mean, if it's too high, it drains your energy too. It's this super high falling in love state, which you have for a certain time, but then you like land on the reality, and that's important. You can't stay in this high forever, and that's okay. It would be too energy draining, and it would also like how should I say, your brain or your conscious thoughts get a bit distorted sometimes when you're too much, or when you're in love all the time. Let's put it that way. Your hormones are working well. So why am I speaking about all these emotions? It's so important to realize that these emotions are survival based and important as a human being. And what the part of Theta Healing does, there's one part which is called emotional work. So you can really download feelings on a cellular level, and you can show your body or your client's body what it feels like to have certain feelings which they've maybe never experienced. Maybe some of your clients have never experienced a feeling of safety. Maybe they have never experienced a feeling of being loved unconditionally. Maybe they've never experienced loving themselves unconditionally, or whatever it is. And that's such a beautiful part, because it helps your body to understand certain things, and it helps your body to open up to these feelings and to allow to be like eloquent in these feelings, to have them and to know that they're okay. And that's something our society really is invited to learn. We are invited to learn to process, to accept these feelings, and then also to move on without getting stuck in the different feelings, and without like draining all our energy and feeding these monsters which we don't really want to feed. That's the invitation.